Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. We've got one camera there and one camera there. Hey, yeah. So today's topic is the topic I told Will to cover, but he chose to ignore me and didn't cover it instead, and covered something else, although I've not seen what he's done yet. So today's topic is driver changeovers. Now, you might not see these, you might see these. It all depends, because the depot we work out of, we do most of our routes starting in the depot, finishing the depot. So, you know, we'll go dead to Piccadilly, do a route, dead back from Piccadilly to the depot, and then we'll do a change in the depot. There's a few exceptions, like the 76 service and the 200 services and the 147s. They all get driver changes out on the road. So when we do a driver change, or when you get to your bus, what is the first thing we need to do? Well, if we're doing one out on the road, you need to know from the driver that you're taking the bus from, is there any issues with the bus, with the route, or any diversions that might not be on the board that he knows about. This should be covered with, is there any issues on the route? Another important one to ask in case the inspectors do get on is there any issues on the bus? Or something along them lines. So if that driver's let someone on for free, at that point they should really tell you. Then if the inspectors do get on and go, can I have 2 trip 4s please, and is there any issues on the bus, you can go, yes, the previous driver let so and so on for free, for whatever reason. Some drivers like to say whether you've got a wheelchair on or not, which is a piece of useful information, to be honest with you. But then once you've done all the politeness and he's signed himself off the machine, you want to be jumping into the cab. Well, I say jumping, we'll be stepping into the cab. So, my routine, let me just now move that back there. My routine normally is get the seat, move the steering column with the accepted, however the bus you're driving does, as a button on the floor. Excuse me. Right, to adjust my seat, when I've got all that ready, take out the condition card when I find it. So it's my bus this, so you know where it is. Take out the condition card. I always like to have a read on the condition card to make sure there's nothing the other driver hasn't told me about. So like sometimes you get engine management light comes on or something like that, or bodywork damage on the cards. So I like to check that there's nothing else on the card, then I'll sign the card with my sign on time, my driver's number, everything like that. Once I've done that, you could turn to filling in the machine. So I'll start filling in the machine, sign the machine on. This does take normally a minute or two, but the companies do timetable this in. Occasionally it may take a bit longer for other reasons, like there is an issue on the route and a driver's trying to tell you round the route, you know, or the module won't work, something like that. So once you've done all that, make sure you signed into the green road, which is down here. I'll have to sign into that machine in a minute anyway. So once you've signed everything in, you can just drive. The reason we have meal breaks is because drivers can only drive for so many hours at a time. And on the virtual looking mad, I'm going to jump out the cab now and then we'll continue this in a minute. So why do we have meal break changeover? I've got an idea. Go here. Right next to the chewing gum that someone's left. So why do we have meal break changeovers? Well, obviously we're only allowed to drive for so long, and in the case of like the 200, it's not practical to keep bringing the buses back into the depot. Incidentally, if I do take a bus off outside the depot, in the depot, I do prefer to just have a quick walk round check of it, making sure there's no more bodywork damage than what's on the card, or if there's any bodywork damage that's not on the card, I can put it on the card. And you can't get blamed for it. It's a good practice to get into. But we have the meal break changes because sometimes it's not practical to bring the bus back. Sometimes it may be a spare driver, which we'll cover in another video, has gone, taken the bus, started the route off, and then the correct driver is then had his meal break and then taken a car to go take that bus back off. Sometimes it can be because you've been stuck in traffic and you're now going to be going over your driving hours, where they can then put you into a car, which then you're no longer driving the bus, so you can get away with it, so that they can get you back to the depot, get you have a break. So you'll see the meal break changes happen not that often. Like I say, if you constantly on Hyde Road in Manchester, then you'll always see them because Hyde Road is always being changed over. As I say, you'll get your times of days when the drivers' rotors are changing, so you obviously won't have any in the morning, but then about 9ish, 10ish, you'll start getting them as the split drivers come in, or the middles, and then you'll get them throughout the day. About 3 o'clock you'll start getting the late drivers coming in, so then you'll get an influx of them again, where you'll get loads of changeovers because obviously shifts are changing. And then about, I'd say it's about 7 o'clock, you might only have 1 or 2 being changed over, because everyone, by about 7, 8 o'clock, everyone's where they should be, in theory. Everyone is on the correct bus, had the meal breaks, and done. There is a few late rosters that don't do that, and most of them do take their buses out from the garage, which obviously is a different matter. I do prefer taking my bus out of the garage because I find, although I don't rush when I changing over the bus, you find yourself a bit under pressure because you'll have one person sat on the next and you go, changing again, and you're like, so you can feel sometimes a bit under pressure, especially if you've got a whole bus load and your module doesn't work, and you know, it can make you feel sometimes a little bit under pressure. So, but the other reason I do prefer taking a bus off in the garage is, like I say, you can have a walk around check of it, you can make sure there's nothing wrong with it, you can make sure your headlights are working, everything, so you know that when you take that bus out on the road, that it's all good. I've had it a few times where I've taken the bus off on the road and the headlight's gone out whilst it's been out there, but no one's reported it, so it's not been fixed. So it's not been fixed yet. So technically, if you've got an end light out, you've got to radio that in or phone it in, and the bus has to be replaced because you can't be out on the road with a headlight out. It's not safe. So if that happens, obviously, if you go in the depot and you take a bus off, or you're bringing a bus in with a headlight that you know is out, just pop it to engineering. Pop it to your engineers. In most buses, 9 times out of 10, it's a 2-minute job. They unscrew them, put a new light bulb in, job's done. You know, put it back on the bay, ready to go back out. It's not a time-consuming job that you're going to be like there for ages. It's just a few seconds. In our place, you go up to the avenue, you ring the bell, engineer comes out. Can I have a new headlight, please? Yeah, not a problem. He gets the headlight box, puts a new headlight in it, and you go park it on the bay. I'll take it out. They won't expect you to drive a bus out the garage with a headlight out. They will replace it. Sometimes, if they're dead busy, they may radio down to traffic and ask, is there a spare bus? Because they're busy. Then they'll get that bus done and then give it back to them. But yeah, taking your bus off in the garage, I find it much better. You can take your time getting comfy, you can sit and make sure everything is good with the bus and you're happy with the bus. So that's all I could think on driver changeovers. And if you're the driver getting off, make sure you sign that condition card off. If you don't, then it's an issue, legal issue. It's your legal responsibility to sign your cards off. Although mistakes do happen, I've done it a few times. Sometimes you may get a very nice driver that will sign it off for you. Occasionally you won't. So make sure you always sign them off. The circle yes or no if you've got the circles. And let me just rearrange you. So until next time, I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon, whatever it is. I'm trying to green screen one in somewhere. And don't forget to check out Double Deck Anton, Bus Driver Johnny, the Yorkshire Bus Driver, I think it is, Flat Cat Bus Driver, Single Decker Michael. I think I've got them all. Oh, Chris Real Time Talks. Yeah, I think I've got them all then. Not too sure. I keep forgetting half of them. But they're all down in the description down below. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye for now.